get it and I let her count it for me. I fuck her good and she always ride it for me. My bitch bad, looking like a bag of money. Every time she fuck me, she say, can I have some money? I say, can I get a threesome? She say, boy, you funny. But I be like, for real, just pick up that phone, call one of your girls when I'm on that pill and I pop that perk. Girl, I put in that work. Long as she come to me first, it's 14 racks. What I put on that purse, that Birkin bag. Make her old dude mad when I murk through. Passing that dark blue jacket. She like my style, but I talk too fast. And I got that drive and she just might crash. Hold up. She say she fucking with me the long way. She gon' ride this dick, I had a long day. Nigga look at my bitch, she looking the wrong way. Something mean look exactly just like the song say. My bitch bad, looking like a bag of money. That bitch bad, looking like a bag of money. I go and get it and I let her count it for me. I fuck her good and she always ride it for me. My bitch bad, looking like a bag of money. That bitch bad, looking like a bag of money. I go and get it and I let her count it for me. I fuck her good and she always ride it for me. She got me caught up in the moment. Got me caught up in the moment. She got me caught up in the moment. Got me caught up in the moment. I only kiss her when she on it. Fuck her good, make her call me in the morning. Maybach music. Rolling up the wall.
Hey, what's up, man? We appreciate y'all for checking into the G Spot Podcast. If y'all haven't already, tell your mama them, your sister them to follow the G Spot Podcast page, man, where we go live each and every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Central Time, a little time. Sometimes we get like CP syndrome. We be a little after 8 o'clock, but that's all right. we gonna say around 8 o'clock if we be live. Also, too, man, if you haven't already, make sure you like, follow RWR Live 365. And also follow the RWR Live 365 app where you can listen to all of your favorite R&B and hip hop, gospel, jazz, and more 24/7. And we got a lot of good shows on there too. For the first, hey man, we got some special guests in the building. First timers for the G Spot Podcast. We got my boy Charles Gibson in the building. Yeah, and we got a big time barber, big time barber Xavier Graham. Oh, yeah, man. We appreciate y'all. And Charles, man, I'm gonna let for the especially for the first times who haven't seen you on the G Spot Podcast, man. We'll let them tell them a little about yourself.
Man, I'm Charles Gibson. I guess founder of a different swag fashion show.
Yeah,
And then fashion entity altogether. So man, I'm just glad to be here, man. Elated about the whole situation.
yeah, man. I'm glad to have you here. And Xavier Williams, man. I mean Xavier Graham. My bad. We got Xavier Williams coming, but it's Xavier Graham, right? You know what though? We gonna call him X for the night. We gonna call him X for the night too.
Yeah, I'm an ex-Xavier. You
Yeah,
call me X the barber.
yeah,
I own Gentleman Lee Barbershop. Hey man, I've been cutting for over 11 years now. I almost didn't even know it, but there's a lot of people support me,
yeah.
and it's been going good. And I'm 5 years in the making. The Gentleman Lee Barbershop, 4708 North California Street. Definitely tap in with me. I love getting them fresh for real.
Yeah, man. And you a new father too, right?
Yeah.
You,
Yeah.
I just love my baby alone. I just left from my baby. I was like, every day, cause she only like a month and 12 days now. So every day I get closer and closer to her. So it's like it starts to get easier while getting hard, but
Yeah.
it's easier now.
yeah,
It's like closer we get, the more she gonna love me, the more I'm gonna love it.
yeah.
I just gotta do what I gotta do as a man. You know how that
True.
works.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah, man. And I know I heard you say you a
Grandfather, man. Yeah.
wow, man.
Well, man.
Well, they say that black don't crack.
Hey, man. Till them grades start popping.
Oh yeah, man, bad. Look, man, my homeboy tell me all the time, like, boy, you gonna go ahead and dye that beard? I ain't dying it, boy. If it's here, it's supposed to be here. It is what it is. I
That's
feel
what
like I'm
kinda
like
give
sitting.
my cousin with the beard. He said,
Yeah.
you do the beard dye? I'm like, of course. But I'm like, why would you want?
Yeah.
Right.
It's gonna come back greater.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah, it's gonna come back greater.
Cause I started with me with like 2 or 3 strands, and then when I got it clipped down, it just started growing. And all of a sudden, it was like one big white. I'm like, bro, and this is right when I turned 30. So I was all like, man, everybody was like, dang, man, I'll never forget that guy. When I was working in Alabama, I was always keeping my face, and all you would see was my eyes and my beard. And I remember talking to this woman, and I was asking, like, what kind of spots you hang out in Mobile? And she was like, oh, well, for people your age, I would say you should go to XYZ, right? So I'm like, okay. I said, how old you think I am? She had never seen my face because this was during COVID too. So we always had to have coverings. And I worked on a ship.
Yeah.
And so she was like, I say probably about 40. I had to rip my thing. I said, hold on. She said, nigga was the gray. I said, my bad. I said, but still though, I ain't cutting it. I ain't gonna cut it, man. We appreciate y'all, man, for checking in with us tonight. What's up, Mercedes? What's up, YouTube, the RWR page, and all of my personal pages as well. Like I said again, make sure y'all follow all of the gentlemen that will be on the show tonight. Yes, very, very, very influential men in the community. And tonight, man, we got a really, really, really interesting subject that I want to bring around more than once, because I feel like as black men, a lot of times we are not presented the opportunities to open up about how we feel about a lot of things. Right. And when it comes to not just being a man, because I feel like every man has his hardships, but I feel like as being a black man, one thing about us is not only are we judged by society, but we are also judged by our own community. Yes. Because as a black man, we are expected to walk a certain way, talk a certain type of way, be into certain things to be even considered a man. Right. So that's leading to the first question. Like, what do you feel the definition as a man is?
Man, to me, it's different. Because like you said, as a black man, we are expected to hold ourselves to a certain extent. Yeah. On one view, we this mad guy. You know what I mean? Right. And then on the other view, when we talk about the youth, they're expecting us to uphold ourselves, to dress a certain way, to walk a certain way, to talk a certain way. Right. That brings a little pressure on you.
Pressure,
you know what I mean? You got to keep both sides, at bay. So my personal, putting myself as a man, father, grandfather, religious, and I try to keep myself at a certain level on everything I do and with everything I do. So, that's just my personal preference.
Yeah. What about you, Xavier? What you feel the definition? What is a man to you?
Man to me, it's a solid foundation of individuals that are put here to build the world in a certain way, logically, physically, all that. Yeah. And we become nurturers along the way. Right. Because as men, we are thought to be tough. We gotta hold your muscle, build it up. Yeah. But like you say, when it comes to the youth, you have to be gentle. You have to treat a woman right. You have to really try to dig in in a certain manner. So that's where women come in at. So it's like women don't realize they're an emotional, spiritual foundation for us.
Agreed.
So when we dig into something spiritual, it's the perfect balance between the two of what we were talking about. So you know how to be sensitive, you know how to be a nurturer at the same time. And we all, like I said, we learn from mama. But a solid foundation to build this world, that's pretty much the answer for me. Right. There's a man and a woman. Right. Women ain't out here building the world. Right. And, you know what I'm saying? Right. The way is their way, our way is our way. That's our foundation. Right. So we got to stand up. But like the topic we coming to, with the struggle with mental health. Yeah. That's the third one. Yeah. You feel me? So it's like, most definitely, we was talking about both ends. Right. But there's a third one, something that we just kind of put on.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and that's being a man, but we're trying to balance that out as a third wheel, as a third issue. You know what I'm saying? So that like I said, you got my definition, man, but we got a lot to talk about, man.
Yeah. Oh, most definitely. And I feel I've seen different representation of men growing up. And I want y'all too, man. Let us know how y'all feel. I see we got one viewer saying that a man stands in his truth. I agree with that too. For me, a man was always a supplier. A man was always the one who led the way, and that's what I feel like a man should be. But then we can't really get too deep into that without talking about the mental state of men, because in order to be that, we have to have our minds together.
Yes.
What's up, man? Hey, we got Xavier in the building.
Xavier.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
hey, what's up, man? I appreciate you for coming as well. You can go. You can see the stuff, the little setup out there. But I know for me coming up, especially when we talk about men and women, and me, and when I got into really indulging in and educating on myself spiritually, I look at men, like say women are the garden, and the men are the fence around the garden.
Right.
We are there to protect what's in the garden. And the women are reaping XYZ. We are there to protect, But for a lot of times, for a lot of men, one thing that you said something about was a man and us. It seems like when you talk about masculinity, hostility comes in with that.
Right.
And I wonder a lot now when you go to it's crazy to me. I would sometimes be working around people, and you would see another brother or would see somebody of a different ethnicity, and they would speak to them and have so much energy when they speak to them.
Right.
But then when I go and I see another brother and I say, "Hey, what's up?" and you keep walking on me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I've really been trying to figure out now, like, what is so masculine about being hostile. And honestly, I feel like a man who cannot control himself and his feelings and feels like he always has to act out like that, that's not a masculine trait to me. So, two, it makes you question even more the mental state of men.
Right.
Why don't we have these spaces to talk about it? Because for a lot of times, man, as men, we was always told like to be the supplier, to be this, to be that. People don't understand the economical system that we have to fight against.
Right.
People don't understand health issues, which is also why men die faster than women. Yeah, get you one. Men die faster than women. And people don't question that. They still tell us we supposed to work.
Right.
A man ain't supposed to be no 50-50. A man got to pay everything and still be faithful. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Which I'm not saying that just because a man pay everything, he ain't got to be faithful. I'm not saying that because I know somebody going to jump down my throat about that. We had this conversation before. Yeah, we had this conversation before. But since we got Xavier in the building, I want to ask you. First of all, man, I want you to introduce yourself. Tell us what you do.
Yo, it's Chef Zay in the building, owner of Exclusive Catered. I'm based right here out of Pensacola, Florida. You can find me all around town supporting local influencers like myself. Glad to be here.
Good food.
I appreciate you for coming, man. I appreciate you. So our first question was, what is a man to you? What is the definition of a man to you? We got another one with a new baby coming too.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congrats on
Thank you,
that.
gentlemen. Masculinity is to me what it was taught to be. I was raised by my grandfather, and so he was a man's man. You know, he was raised by his mother. His father was there, but he got a lot of white folks in his family. Granddaddy real light skin, and so then when I came to the picture, early '90s, it's still a big difference. But like I said, Granddaddy old soul. Everything that he was is what a man should be, a protector, provider. You know what I'm saying? He looked out for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Granddaddy worked military, retired from the post office, retired from another job. Still taking care of everybody, you know what I'm saying? Still always was a man's man, and so I just tried to follow that role model. And so to answer the question again, a man is what I was taught, that a man should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a lot of times, man, when everybody who knows me know, I go to a lot of different little events involving different people's culture. I feel like it's very important to know other people's culture, regardless if you agree on it or not, because it helps us understand each other better. Right. And the dynamic of the black family is just so different, especially in the South. Okay, life is different in the South. One thing I can say, I love living in the South, man. I've been up north a few times, and I love living, but I could definitely tell the dynamic, and especially when it comes to the black man in the South. So I know for me mentally, and I'm gonna ask all of us this, like, what is one thing that you feel like as a black man that you struggle with the most?
You know what? The biggest thing that I struggle with the most is actually taking care of me. And I'm glad Zabe just said that.
Yeah.
Because Yeah, we do take care of everybody. We support everybody. But what about when it's time to take care of yourself?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We lack on it, like you said, medical. Biggest thing. We got some cats walk around here about to combust.
Oh, yeah.
High blood pressure,
Yeah.
colon cancer, all that, bruh. It's very important, and that's what I had to learn. I would say within the past few years to take care of me for every now and again. You know what I mean? I'm gonna support everybody else, most definitely. But it comes a point where we need to learn. Slow down.
Yeah.
Pay attention to you for a quick second.
Yeah.
We're gonna take care of the house. We're gonna take care of friends. We're gonna take care of family. But take care of you. You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing for me. So.
Yeah. What about you, Zen?
I want to second that. I was feeling the same way as far as self-care. Piggybacking the same thing with healthcare, because I'm in my 30s. I'm 33, and I'm just getting health insurance like for the first time. I've been thugging and going. I took care, you know what I'm saying, things when, you know, my livelihood was always, grade A, but then I took care of my family, you know what I'm saying, my immediates, still learning to get back to me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And still in these days, when you're trying to go do that, there aren't as many outlets for certain people to do certain things. When it comes to communication, you know what I'm saying, black men being able to reach out to each other, those outlets still are not there.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Women are thriving, you know what I'm saying, as far as outlets, online and in person, but as men, we're not coming together yet.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, bro?
Man, it's funny how we on the same subject and feel the same way. Taking care of myself, one word, discipline. That's my area. When you taking care of everything, and like me personally, I'm practically ADHD. All you're gonna see is me moving, taking care of this, taking care of that. That's every day. And you know, with doing that, it gets me up here. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, slow down.
Yeah.
Because you haven't even sat yourself down.
Yeah.
So like with me, organizing things, being disciplined to say that's enough today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Being a man is answering to a woman's needs always when I'm doing it. So now that I have a child, that discipline's picking up better.
Yeah.
Because I can sit still, because you have to nurture. I got to get a connection. Like, that's just like even in a relationship. It's like if you can sit still long enough in this relationship and gain a connection, you can be disciplined in this relationship.
Right.
So it's like being disciplined in your life means take care of yourself.
Right.
Sit down. Because that same discipline says, write it down.
Yeah.
Take some notes. Read a book, man. Get some information. Take care of this up here. You know what I'm saying? Because all that information is power. It helps you empower yourself so you don't even feel that way.
Yeah.
I took my time to read my book. I was disciplined enough to hit the gym right after that. After that, I listened to soft music and went to sleep.
Yeah.
And you still make it what it's worth the next day. As long as you can stay disciplined. You know what I'm saying? As a man, it won't get you up here. So it's like taking care of yourself. That's not taking care of yourself, really not putting the time in for yourself. That's what goes up here.
Yeah.
Because like you said, as a black man, we're under a strange counsel of fear of not being enough.
Oh, man.
Being we won't be stable, because you know, anything in any situation, every man in this room would say, if I go broke, I'm gonna lose my mind. Especially have a woman that you gotta take care of, and these same little things you gotta do every single day.
Yeah.
Just the feeling. It's more than mental then, it's emotional now. It's like, and you know, to hear a woman say, well, I know you lost your job, blase, and I'll take care of. To hear her say that, it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
I don't care how powerful she is.
Yeah.
That sucks too.
Yeah.
Man. You know what I'm saying? I'll get some money for my brother. I'm like, it ain't got to be another man. You know, not no affair crap. It's just another man doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's simple. It goes up here and it makes you emotional now. It's just like, I'm down.
Yeah.
But, you know, like I say, with me, it's discipline.
Yeah.
So just like if I can slow things down, I can control things the right way without controlling things with force. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I can't wait. I'm saying, well, I'll be picking my daughter up at 6, and you'll be relaxed.
Yeah.
You're not doing so much. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
I want to throw a twist in the mix real quick, because I like how things is flowing in the conversation, and I want to speak on how I felt when I met my old lady. Speaking on how black men don't have that outlet as far as communication, have somebody to talk to, somebody to vent to, and somebody to build with. A lot of the ways that I felt in these last 2-3 years that I spoke on, I'm not feeling that right now.
Yeah. Oh,
Because although she is a woman, she's still, you know what I'm saying, an individual of South Mind Somebody. We on the same time.
Right.
These last 2 years, I have slowed down a hair. Not as much as I would like to, but like at least 2 points worth of what I would normally do. I'm usually running, going, and it really wouldn't matter. But this last 2 years, and we've been together knocking on 2 years. I just been kind of, going with, how things go. It's a big thing. I want to kind of touch on who that person could be for, different people.
Right.
Because is it a male, is it a female? You know what I mean? And that's just where I'm at right now. I just kind of want to spin that in there real quick because I'm feeling kind of good on that note because I have slowed down.
Right.
And I have been, able to take that time, go to the gym, chill, do things a different way.
Right.
And I just want to, my question is, how I'm trying to propose it is it necessarily always a woman to a man that should make a man come to that sense that he needs to slow down?
I feel like women, it takes a village of people.
Yeah.
Because it takes also the people that you come from to help you with that, whether it be man or woman. Now, when you get a partner, I feel like your partner should be willing to help you with X, Y, certain amount of things. You know what I'm saying? But I feel, and I've said this before on my show, is that women are way more influential than they know they are.
Right.
We see now how society is. People, when we see what's going on in our community, I mean, almost every week somebody getting shot. Right. We see the drugs in the community, and that's another thing too. I get it. I get it. As a man, I get it. I get it to where you feel like this is all I know. Yeah. This is how I know how to make money. I've never seen nothing any type of way. This is what I got to do. I get it. But the thing is, if women keep praising that lifestyle, the men gonna keep living it.
Yeah.
And then when people keep dying by that same lifestyle, you keep crying and have to make GoFundMe pages. But y'all are the exact same people who are gassing this type of behavior.
Yeah.
And so you really can't be mad about that. So I feel like I wouldn't necessarily say it's necessarily a woman's job, but at the same time, I feel like sometimes it's necessary because women, as human beings, period, we come from a feminine and we come from a masculine energy. Right. We have to have balance with both. Right. If you got too much masculine, you're going to keep on running into something. If you have too much feminine, you're going to keep up running into something. You have to have the balance of both. So I feel like with that, I think we need more women who understand the balance to help the man who don't understand it, because sometimes that's what you need, But I don't know. That's just my take on it. Mm-hmm. What about y'all, brothers?
I agree with that. But in the same right, goes back to the line of taking care of yourself. You do need to have some guys that you can really trust,
right,
to open up and talk to, because a lot of times you don't want to talk to your old lady about some stuff that that's on your head. Mm-hmm. If I can go to G, and I know me and his conversation gonna stay right here, I'm gonna talk to him about whatever. Because 9 times out of 10, truth be told, you will never tell your spouse everything.
True.
Mm-hmm. Tell me anybody gonna tell their spouse everything.
True.
Like I would come to my guy and be like, man, you know what I mean? It's just that open, when you can really open up to somebody that all right, I'm good. I can go to Zave and, man, hey, you got a moment? And 9 times out of 10, when we say you got a moment, that turns to an hour, 2 hours.
Right, true.
But that's, again, when you're comfortable enough to talk to that person about whatever is you know what I mean? Because I can't talk to my wife about a man issue, right? So I'll call my little brother back from Louisiana. Mm-hmm. Well, why would I have to do that if I got my partner here? Hey, man, let's go get a bite. Let's go get a sip somewhere, and let's really talk. You know what I mean? So you have that outlet as well, man. It'll make you feel that much better.
That's kind of the concept. Like he said, is it always about a woman? I'm like, no. My team is important to me.
Right.
A team.
Like your circle needs to be important.
Right.
Yes.
At the same time, these guys need to be the one pushing me. Hey, what's the workout today?
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, I got a buddy, Casey, man. He comes sit in my chair. You say, where your head's at? You're an alpha male type.
Right.
Where your head's at? And I'm like, that second, right where it needs to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Right.
Yeah.
If I need to talk to him, that's why I say me being a barber.
Yeah.
You're
a therapist.
Yeah,
you're a therapist.
I'm a therapist, but they give me therapy.
Yes.
Because my passion, it beats like this. My heart is in barbering. my heart is in serving my customers the right way. I ask each and every person. I said, what you got going? How you feel? How you doing today?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, I've had too many instances where these same guys that's been dealing with me over 10 years ask me, "Hey man, you all right?" Because they look at me, and that the connection you need amongst brothers and men, other men in the black community, is almost something that black men are scared of.
Oh yeah.
Men are stubborn and it's egotistical. But we talking about women. I'm like, well, you gotta understand, like over 80% of what every man does is probably for a woman.
Yeah.
So it's like
Exactly.
you don't even like men don't even walk around the right way with their head high, with their focus on their goals, because if they see a woman,
what she want,
and they you know, who I want her to see me walk by her or something. You know, I've been there. So it's like, you know, at the same time, you gotta have your bros. Not even bros, individual men. Cultivating problems and handling them. Like if you can pay attention to anything, you can connect with it.
Right.
But if you can connect with me and be in my circle, we can always talk.
Right.
So, bro, what's going on? You actually walking around here yelling. I'm like, you can stop that. Because, like I said, when you trying to be a man too much, you become hostile.
Yeah.
That's to a woman.
Yeah.
That's to your other bros, to your friends, your family, for no reason.
Yep.
But it's like, slow down. Talk to me, brother. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You know, at the same time, brothers get around each other under the influence, and it just, you know, we'll have a little drink, but there's a way you do. There's what you do, how you do it.
Right.
But it's coming out once you have
right.
So make sure you're genuine when you're speaking.
Yeah.
Make sure you talk to your brothers, man. You can't go home like this, especially if the problem is at home. So it's like, you know, it's not all about women. That's why I say mental health. I don't believe we trust each other enough.
We don't.
That's the truth. That's the whole
You
truth.
don't trust each other enough. Like the whole concept of the N-word, nigga.
Yeah.
We mad at a whole race for saying it.
And we said every day.
Said on a regular
But
basis.
it's like, you listen to music, it's like that. I don't trust you. We turned up.
We feed ourselves with it.
I don't trust you.
Yeah.
We turned up. You know, I don't fuck with these niggas because they
Yeah.
say the other.
Yeah.
You know, like it just creates a worldwide fear mechanism. So you use it and you react, but you also something's been going on in your life and you just ain't talking about it.
We ain't talking about it.
It's a revolving door.
It's a revolving. Now you're just out here.
Yeah. I don't know. I agree with you 100% on that. And I know, like, even with me, one thing I know I had a problem with sometimes as being a man is playing tug of war with people all the time. I always felt like if somebody asks me to do something or be there, I have to be there for you. I have to do it. And a lot of times we will find ourselves in situations where we done gave out so much to people till we don't have shit for ourselves.
Nothing left. Yeah.
And then we will feel some type of way when we ain't got it, and sometimes even lie, knowing that we ain't got it because we didn't gave it to everybody else. And that's because as for a long time, and like I said, as men, we was always taught or told that a man's supposed to do this, a man's supposed to do that. And it's like sometimes people, I even know with me, I went through a spout a couple years ago where I was depressed as hell, and people didn't know it. Oh, you just joking? Yeah, that's just because the type of person I am. I come from a family. That's what we do. We gonna crack a joke. But I was depressed, like I was going through it, dog. And I was like, I started smoking. And I remember calling my dad one night, man. I was like, Dad, I ain't able to sleep for real. I don't know what's going on. I don't know really what I want to do with life. I just need like some guys. And my dad told me, he said, man, until you do what the fuck God wants you to do,
yes, sir,
you ain't gonna never get no sleep. And honestly, that's what motivated me to start this podcast a couple years ago. I just had to start moving, and I had to really start. And I'm tapping back into that now, and just start sitting down. I move so much. I'm like you, bro. I'm always doing something. People like I'm rarely ever at home because I'm always doing something. Okay, so I had to sometimes sit back and really just. A lot of times we do that. We running from something. And we do it so much that we don't even realize we be running from something. Okay, you be guilty about something, and so to avoid what's really going on, you have to keep busy. You know what I'm saying? And we see a lot of people grieving. You know, so I had to realize that you can't run from it. It's only so you gonna keep on sweeping that dirt under the rug, and eventually it's gonna come a crowd. Exactly, and you're gonna trip over it.
That's when you start fucking up during the process too. You got all that going on.
Yeah, you got all that going on, and nobody's really asking you if you okay. And then too, because you ain't used to it, even when they ask you if you okay, you don't even know how to answer it.
You give them that quick, I'm good.
I'm good.
And when in actuality you're not.
Yeah.
And I always have to remind myself, all right, G, slow down.
Yeah.
Be cool. You don't have to do this. You don't
Yeah.
have to do that. You don't have to yes everything. I mean, and when people realize, when you start saying, well, I might not be able to make this. I might not be able to make it, but you got my support.
Right.
I mean, and people just have to understand, it's not because I'm not showing up, I'm not supporting you.
Right.
You just have to take that time.
Right.
I mean, especially these guys with these new babies, man.
Yeah.
You ain't got no choice.
We ain't got no choice. I want to
You ain't
read
got no choice.
one of the comments that Jermaine, shout out to my brother
Yeah, I saw
Jermaine,
that, man.
has said, Black men mental health has to be observed twice an hour. Mental health
Mm-hmm.
is the quality of health of that particular person's mental. The stigma of mental health among people is heavy, which is true. And we were just talking about this. I believe every Black man has a mental illness, even if it's undiagnosed. A lot of powers that benefit from Black men untreated mental illness, PTSD. We all have that. That's passed down through epigenetics. I can go on and on. And with that, I will say this when it comes to PTSD. One thing I saw from observing and just throughout the years of just watching different videos, watching different documentaries. I'm a big documentary fanatic, man. Watching it, and one thing I will honestly say is that Black people as a whole, we suffer from post-traumatic slave syndrome. And a lot of things that we have inherited came from our grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents, people that we never even met before, because our families kept it going. Oh, you don't do this, and especially when it comes to our spiritual structure. We all know in the Black community, our spirituality is our foundation, no matter where you go. And when it comes to that, especially now in the generation we live in, where people are educating themselves on different things, it causes a lot of friction in the home, because you're breaking out of tradition. And I tell people all the time, I tell my nephews, this tradition does not always mean right.
Right.
Just because you was taught that, don't mean that that's really what it is. Because even when, a lot of times we grow up and you're at your grandma's house, I know, like, I never forget my dad telling my grandmother had a big picture of the Last Supper in her living room. And my dad, when he was a kid, he asked my grandma, she's my great grandmother. He asked her, Grandma, like, ain't no Black people in that picture. So my grandma ain't say nothing. She just walked in her room after a few minutes, walked back in with a belt and started hitting my dad. Don't you ever question God. So my dad was like, what you whooping me for? I'm asking a simple question. But I said at the same time, you made her question herself. Why ain't no Black people in that picture? But I think as Black men, and like I said, as Black people, we have inherited so much that I think all of us as a whole, we need a reality check of what's really going on around us. I mean, my sister was having a conversation earlier about Black economics, and we was talking about how the fact, because she's in college, and the fact that African American people are the biggest consumers in America.
Oh yeah.
But financially, we are behind.
Right.
We got the money, but we rather go buy Jordans. We rather go to parties, spending money on expensive bottles just to look good in the bottle and be on Snapchat hollering for no fucking reason. And now even me being old, I look on Snapchat and I look at other people's stories and I be like, damn, that was me not too long ago. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like, you got to go out and do all that to go out and have a good time. We put our monies in the wrong things, man. And we put our energy in the wrong thing.
Cause one thing about me, man, just like when you talk about social media, don't send me no video of two Black men fighting, man. I don't.
Yeah, that kind of
Don't send me nothing that's like, oh, this is cool. Not cool, but look at this. I don't want to do this because there's mental programming with that.
Right.
Man, you got to think about, and we all know them.
Yeah.
Some people sit hours in their phone and scroll and look at whatever's fascinating.
Yeah.
Nothing gets accomplished. We're not building anymore.
Yeah.
Because if you ask a person, say, how was your day? Nothing, with them, just chilling.
Yeah.
Where your kids at, man? Did you call your mom or check
Yeah.
on? Like, you're too involved mentally. Mentally, you're up here. You're creating mind noise.
Yeah.
That's all social media is doing.
Yeah.
It's entering you're creating mind noise. I'm pretty sure y'all have seen some on social media or seen a post. You be having a conversation with somebody, and they say the exact post as if it was.
Like they just posted themselves.
Oh man.
Like you read some, and the topic of discussion was what you were talking about. So you said with that post, you didn't say what you wanted to say.
Right.
So it's almost like being
Been
yourself
programmed.
is almost out.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
on the concept of black men. I'm like, when are you gonna be your black self?
No.
Simple.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like just be less distracting. Like my problem, be disciplined.
Yeah.
You got work to do, man.
Yeah.
Especially if you got kids, you got work to do.
Oh yeah.
If
it's
you
a
need
work.
to get back, get back. 'Cause
Get back.
If you got to go to the courts, hey, you got to get back because your child is going to be affected by this.
Agree.
Oh yeah.
Going to be affected by your mind.
Yeah. And that's important. What you said. Sometimes you do have to just step back.
Yeah.
Because if you ain't got your stuff together, how can you expect to help somebody else get theirs together?
true.
You know,
Yeah,
and I see that even in relationships, man. One thing, and you would sometimes get in a relationship and you know that I'm in a spot in my life where I cannot comfortably maintain things for the both of us because I'm trying to do X, Y, Z. And then it could be me in my own head because just like somebody just said, let us help. Though you got to be willing to accept help though, and that's what it is for a lot of men. I think we get into that our own heads that we got to do it by ourselves. And that's one thing I know. I know so many damn women, and they be all the time like, Gent, why you ain't ask me to do that? Why I can't help you? And I just be like, do it on my own. I got trust issues. Don't trust nobody for real, and that even goes with situations with men. Like, you know, you said you grew up with your father. He was a man. I mean, yeah, he was a man's man. You know, my father, he didn't have a father. So my dad, when he went in the military and he went to the streets and started doing his thing in the streets, you know. So for him, that's what it was growing up in the 70s and the 80s. That's what people was doing. So when he ended up getting in trouble and he went off for years, a lot of people felt like I should be mad at him. But how could I be mad at him when he never seen a positive representation of what a man should be?
Right.
And so I saw that with even in myself. I was always wondering, like, man, I even to this day, I'm kind of doing a little better. I suck at being romantic.
I'm not, but I have the ideas.
Yeah. Now I'm a little older.
I'm totally different, bro.
For real?
But I picked it up though, and
that's what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took me. Well, it's been a minute, right?
Yeah.
And I just show her, and I try to tell, don't show your people. It's not for. But I think women got that thing where they just, girl, look what he did, right?
Yeah,
Without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
And then they feel like it's a competition thing, but it's not, right?
Yeah.
And I will never call names, but I help some guys set up some stuff for their old ladies, right? And I do it out of sheer love. All right, man, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna give one little thing away. Instead of giving your old lady roses, I hang them on the ceiling.
Right.
And she come in the room like, what the hell? The first time I did that, gone. Gone. And that's just stuff, like you said, man, my dad, bro. I seen my dad hug on my mom, kiss on my mom a few times, right? Because he was always at working. Mom taking care of the house. So this was something I picked up from my cousin, which I'm glad he was around, because he was a ladies' man, just what it was. But then I kind of picked up the other side too, not knowing. I stuck it in my mental, and I was like, okay, this is what we're supposed to do.
Right.
But then I had to learn from when I went to the military. I met this Dominican cat. He was like, man, I got one old lady. And when I said, this dude was smooth, bro, this dude was dressed to the nines. He said, no, a bigger man know how to be with one lady and please her the whole ride. I was like, man, he's just talking. Nah, that man showed it through his living.
Yeah.
Right, military and all. We hit all them different ports. That man, one old lady. And that kind of snaps on the side of me like, damn, why can we not do this?
Yeah.
Why do we have to prove a point with 6, 7 different women? Right? So that kind of woke me up, went back home, went to college. And then I learned like, man, damn, this is real.
Yeah.
Keeping one old lady that's stronger than trying to get 6, 7 of them.
Yeah.
Watching her grow as well.
Yeah.
Right.
They benefiting off of you.
Yeah.
That's her man.
Yeah.
But, you know, and my account to it, you know, because my dad was never there. I think, he wasn't never there. I ain't really meet him till I was like 23. So when I know that played a big part in my role, my dad, which is probably people who know him, like my dad most popular popular. Got cat as a dance hip hop locker. Tyrone Charlie. Everybody know him. Talented, just like me. Cut hair, can cook, can clean. 'Cause like I said, you can be romantic. I done made candlelight dinners before.
Right.
Because I know what's in me. My mama gave me something soft. You know what I'm saying? She put something soft in me.
Yeah.
But she was never soft. She was stubborn. She same way I am. It's like like when she was talking about let us help you. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Totally good.
Yeah.
That's just my attitude.
Yeah.
It's like today is not the time to learn how to be romantic.
Yeah.
Today. And I've been doing that for years. And not understanding my upbringing, which I didn't have one with my father. My daddy had more women. Like my mom would just shake her head. Like, so in the course of my life, I was a ladies' man. So it just, but where my mama kept me spiritually, I always kept my head right.
Right.
My mom has a lot of little mental, because she went crazy when her dad died. My dad died, I just cut it, because she was a tomboy, you know what I'm saying? So she got both ends. She balanced out masculinity and femininity, and she moved around just like me, and I do the same thing.
Yeah.
And she's stubborn at the same time. I'm very stubborn. So it ain't really no fixing me when you just want to help. I'm like, no, I'm going to help myself, because the way I move, I have a goal, and I'm going to set it. And I have a spirit. I have a spirit that trusts, and that's my faith. I don't trust anybody. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I done had seen women do some. That's being a ladies' man, though.
Yeah.
But the discipline that I need.
Right.
I just got this
One
one
woman,
idea.
You know what I'm saying?
It's floating around my mind real hard, and
Yeah.
I don't know which rabbit hole I want to take to get to the point where I want to get to. But the thing that's on my mind is that what's been coming to me, listening to you gentlemen, what I want to speak on is that black men, coming back to the intro statement of what is a man, what is a black man should be. Black men don't know what a black man or a male should be. You got men that don't want to work. You got men that don't want to educate themselves.
A lot of them.
You got men that don't want to cater to any woman. You have men that don't want to cater to themselves.
Yeah.
They just out here lost because the role model that they're looking for that should have been there no matter which generation or how it came, you know what I'm saying, through a brotherhood or somebody that met a coworker or whatever, still ain't found that person. So they just out
still
here
ain't
lost.
found it.
Yeah.
So
And
when do you change that? Is my question to that.
I'm still trying to help a couple brothers out, you know what I'm saying? Because I know a few things and I follow a couple people, you know what I'm saying? I've lived and I've learned, and I'm trying to, send the elevator back down is what was told to me.
Right.
I see you doing something, and you a whole grown, young man, but you not where a man should be on any level.
Right.
Like you have not checked off any of the checkpoints that a man should. Accomplishments, you know what I'm saying, education, you know what I'm saying, feelings, finances, romance, whatever it is. You just out here with your eye in the sky, you know what I'm saying, just kind of living. So you have so many males just going so many different ways. But what I was also thinking about is that the women at the same time are collective. In a sense, headed one direction.
Yeah.
While us men out here are just kind of doing whatever. They looking for a man, men, collective, in any genre, you know what I'm saying, that want what they want. But they just out here looking in the sky, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I just want to put that in there right quick because I'm just listening, but that's what's been, tossing around in my mind.
Yeah. So before we get deeper into it, though, I want to take us a little quick break so we could top off for a little bit. Make sure y'all check in with us again. We ain't getting off right now. Y'all stay tuned. We'll be back in about 2 minutes. And yeah, man, make sure to tell us y'all comment, tell y'all opinions on how y'all feel about the subject and anything that y'all feel like will help, especially y'all women, because don't think just because this is a men's panel at the moment that we not listening. Like this is a topic that is, I wanted to make it like this because I want the feedback from everybody else, because you just never know. Even if we can't use it, somebody else can read this and they can use it, man. So make sure y'all definitely post in the comments. We'll be back in a couple minutes. And like I said, too, make sure y'all follow the G Spot Podcast page and Real Women Radio, man. Y'all have y'all give us a couple more minutes.
Tap in, yes, sir.
Black as you.
is Alicia Keys, wishing you much love for the holiday season.
Last year is all that I can think about. Every time I hear sleigh bells ringing, but I know that when summer came, I pushed you away. I should have never let you go. No, now I'm really trying to say I want you to come home. I know that there won't be a Christmas without you. I miss you so much. You're all that I want. I know that there won't be a Christmas without you. I miss you. I remember all the love we made. I miss your stocking on the fireplace. Ooh, underneath the mistletoe we stayed. 'Twas a very special holiday. But I know that when summer came, I pushed you away. I should have never let you go. No, now all I'm really trying to say, I want you to come home. I know that there won't be a Christmas without you. You're all that I want. I know that there won't be a Christmas without you. Come home, come on. I miss you, come home. There's a fire that's still burning in my heart tonight. There's no reason why we both should be alone. It's the night before Christmas, and I'm waiting here for you to come home. Come home. I want you to come home. I know that there won't be a Christmas without you. There'll never be another Christmas without you, baby. You're all that I want. No, I know that there won't be a Christmas without you. Without you here in my life. I want you to come home. I know that there won't be another Christmas without you. No, oh no. You're all that I want. I know that there won't be a Christmas without you. No, baby. I want you to come home. I know that there won't be a Christmas without you. Never be another Christmas. You're all that I want. I know that there won't be a
Welcome back to the Sunday Drive with Spiritual the Mouthpiece. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful Sunday. I love this time of the year. Everyone is outside enjoying the weather, engaging in various activities. This is the fun in the sun weather. I love this time as a child, and I still do. I caught on early that the industry released certain music during certain seasons for the simple fact that the music we listened to was relatable for that time. Now, don't get me wrong. I would enjoy listening to any feel-good music in a convertible on a beautiful, sunshiny day with my shades on. But certain music just goes better with that scenario. It just makes you feel so glamorous. You know what I mean? Kind of like Sheila E., Glamorous Life. Let's go ahead and listen to this bad girl drummer, instrumentalist, and singer, Sheila E. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Let's ride.
Most definitely. What's up, y'all? We back. If y'all just not checking in, we got my boy Xavier Williams, Chef Zay in the building. And then we got our big time barber. That's what I call him, big time barber. Xavier Graham in the building, man. If you just tapping in once again, we having our men's mental health check-in. Man, y'all all right? Right there? And to the women, man, we appreciate all the women that's coming in and giving insight. We appreciate that, man. And I had a lot of women that was hitting me up in my inbox about the situation and how they feel and certain questions. And like I said, if y'all come in and y'all tap in and don't be afraid to ask the questions now, man, because this is sometimes that's what we need. We need people who are comfortable with having the conversations around us for us to be comfortable to have the conversations with them. And like I said, man, this what we doing. I know we were just continuing the conversation off air, man, and was making some really good points, some really good points. And one thing I do want to kind of tap on real quick is just us dealing with relationships, the things that we have to go through in relationships. Like I was saying earlier, I know for me, I've never seen a positive relationship except one. It was my great aunt and uncle. They've been together this year, made 50 years, high school sweethearts. Yeah, definitely mid-70s. That was the only one. I never seen nobody else's relationship. I've never seen nobody that actually stayed together longer than damn 5 years, I don't think. So for me, it was just kind of always, and then as men, growing up with your cousins, like I grew up with my cousin, them, they were older. So they brought a chick over, they was like, hey, you got somebody for my cousin? They was those type of people. So I even kind of, when it gets into us having sex, because a lot of times too, they try to make it seem like women are over-sexualized, but a lot of y'all over-sexualized men. And a lot of times for us men, sometimes it seems like that's all we are to a lot of people. It's just something to have sex with, and the women, they sit up in conversation. Sometimes they have conversations about that, So I know for me growing up, I started off early. Shit, I was young, and for me that it was showing, like for my cousins who I was around, it showed me for how they were where it was. That's all we do is have sex and just going on about our business. And for a lot of men, we've been taught that. And a lot of men now, or you can sit in the barbershop and I hear men talk about who they had sex with, and to me, it'd be blowing me. Like, why the fuck are you talking about that as a grown man? Why does that even matter? Why are we talking about more productive conversations in the barbershop, especially? Because the barbershop is the goddamn meeting hub. If really, this conversation should have been had in a barbershop.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Yeah, like
It's a pillar of the community.
Yeah, exactly.
Every little bit of source walks through in and out of that.
Yeah.
Really, I'm telling you, if I could sit, I got 10 years worth of stories. You be in the barbershop with people, and like we talking about the concept of having sex, and I'm thinking about age between. I hate that it's getting younger because from 18 to goddamn my age, 35, sex is pretty much the new dating.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think that's the goal. So
Yeah.
when you get in a relationship, a lot of sex matters.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of crazy because mentally you thinking about real love.
Yeah.
You're thinking about real connection.
Yeah.
As a man now, but doing what a female says, paying this, doing that, acting this way, a man's supposed to. I'm doing this. I'm fucking him right. What the fuck does that have to do with love and the connection we supposed? Because it wasn't that. It wasn't that deep. Sex was not that deep.
Yeah.
And now men feel obligated to perform.
What? And let me tell you what a woman to do. A woman, let me tell you, a woman, because for a lot of men, their sexual performance is very, very important to them. Mm-hmm. And a lot of women know that. Right. And sometimes a woman, when you really piss her off, that's the first thing she's going to attack. That's how you perform sexually. Yeah, and because they know that. But everything is so sexually motivated because, I'm pretty sure all of us could say this. Like, a lot of times you get on social media, sometimes you have to be careful on whose story you click on because you just never know what you're gonna see. Especially these private, y'all be carrying on terrible in these goddamn private
I wouldn't
stories.
even download Snapchat.
Yeah,
I
like-
never had one. I just know it gets.
Yeah.
It gets deep.
Oh yeah, it get deep on Snapchat. I mean, even Instagram. I mean, people be doing some wild shit on Instagram, man. But
like for me personally, to be in a relationship, all right, get on my stories. I ain't gonna show you mine. I ain't gonna show nothing. But if all I gotta do is just scroll left,
Yeah.
somebody's shaking that. It's probably like 20 asses shaking.
shaking,
least 20.
yeah,
But up here for a man can't even focus.
bruh.
Like we could talk about a relationship, but he can't even focus. Even just scrolling your story and make you feel faithful by going and have sex with your lady because you're horny now.
Yeah,
But that dream, that imagination, that whole goddamn, I would love to have her.
yeah,
And all she got to do is like 2 million. Like men have to stay controlled up here.
Yeah.
Up here, because if you can see something, you can be something.
you could be some. Yeah,
Yeah. So it's like, I see that. I'm gonna see what she. You know what I'm saying? It's just everything's so sexualized.
and you know
It's
you're
like,
not gonna be serious about it because
no.
you're not really. And I know for a lot of men, you at least I know for me and the people I hang around, when you get a certain age, sex becomes more of a mental thing. I gotta be on you. I gotta see where your mind at for me to be okay with having sex with you. Because you know a lot of people love to say all the time. You know, people really be thinking they deep and they try to talk about soul ties and all kind of stuff like that, which is a legit thing.
Definitely.
A legit thing, but that goes with anybody that you sleep with. You have to be mindful of anybody that you sleep with because you never know who they slept with before and how that energy can carry on. But I know for me, a lot of times, and I watched a lot of people around me, that was the most important thing when it comes to dating was how are you sexually? And I feel like for black men, I feel like a lot of times we are overly sexualized because we not just judged by, and I'm not saying this for all black people thinking it's about black men. Let me put that disclaimer because y'all know y'all be trying to attack me. But for a lot of times, not only are we judged by that, we are also judged by our financial situation.
Right.
So
You know, women want you to pay for everything.
everything.
So even when it comes to that, even if you was just up here in your head, just exploring the field, running the field, it's like, man, you don't realize what you allowed to enter into your life.
Yeah.
Because she have needs too.
Right.
Not only those needs sexually, but it's like women want to be compensated now.
Yeah.
All of them want to be compensated. Like she
Initially.
gave the best part of herself away very fast, and it's like it's usually never happened that fast. But
Yeah.
you know, it's 2023, baby.
Yeah.
2023.
And I just kind of feel like if the best part of you is sex, what you really got going on? Because just as much, I feel like men should feel the same way about themselves that women feel about themselves sexually, because you giving out something too. Like, I mean, and especially when it comes to putting your seeds in places and you ain't trying to grow nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, hell, I feel like I tell my brother this, like, man, just like women feel like I'm not gonna mess with nobody who ain't gonna do nothing for me, men should feel the same way. Not saying that you obligated to, but at the same time, why would I put myself in a situation to where just say that's the only thing we is just sex? I don't know. I just don't believe in fucking without no intention now. Sex without intention is just kind of crazy to me. And especially with all the STDs and stuff that's going on right now. People, and the thing is, people won't even tell you. People won't tell you that they got it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a slick joke. If she don't even ask you about a condom, you probably should just put it back up.
Put it back up.
Put it back up and ask her, does she want to dance or something? 'Cause, you just won't know.
Yeah, man. So let me ask y'all, what is one thing that y'all want to see change with the mental state of black men in our community right now?
Black men still ain't happy. They're not happy at all. There's no happiness in the black man right now. He might be, you know, financially focused. He might be, you know, accomplished in so many different aspects, but the black man still is not happy. You will never walk through Walmart and just see a black man smiling. You will never even go to church and see a black man smiling. It's a lot of different places that you cannot interact with your family members. Any black man that you see, you will not see him smiling. You will see him chilling. You will see him content. You know, you'll see him going through the motions, but he is not happy at all. Yeah, black men have not found that happiness in no aspect. And so that's the biggest thing.
And on that aspect, you know, the black man don't understand happiness as an attitude. And you can carry yourself happy.
Yeah.
You can like what you're doing. But at the same time, when discussing mental health, all these mental ailments, like all this lack of stability, your girlfriend she looks at you this way. She don't think you enough, and that goes back into the fear of being unstable. All this emotional. You're not. She don't. Not just a relationship. All right, handling all the business. Black men have turned mental illness into a personality.
Oh man,
So it's almost
deep.
like saying, if you ask a man, how you been doing, man? I'm just chilling, just trying to maintain.
Mm-hmm.
It's like recognizing like he don't even want to talk.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So
some deep
it's
shit you
like-
just said. Yeah.
You hit that one.
You actually walk around like this every day, meaning you're not trying to. You're doing your job. The best things and the things that make you happy, that give you the attitude, you're not even doing them.
Mm-hmm.
So if you like cutting hair, that makes me happy. I might be going through a little bit. I won't let it live. You mean I won't speak and say, hey, oh man, girl tripping. Man, I'm having a hard time paying. You talk to somebody individual, because if you need help, you need to get help.
Yeah.
But to walk around like that, mentally ill,
And exert that energy on
and
others.
exert
yeah.
that energy, you're actually sending it off on everybody.
On everybody.
So now, not only that, they gonna give you their problems, and you don't even know how to fix them. But y'all not even talking about it, right? You need to change the way you live. Let's go to the gym, brother. Like I got brothers like my buddy Paul and them, right? We be at the shop. Sometimes they can see it on my face. He say you got 30 push-ups. That energy I do doing the push-ups, it exerts me into staying out of here. Get out your head, because that's what working out does.
Yeah.
But it's like, instead of staying ill, I'm going to say the best things about myself. I am strong. I am confident. I am in control. I am the master of my abilities, and I can do this. I got this. That's when I'm down on my ass and I'm on Facebook. And that's why I say that world is, and I've been there, done that. People see me do it. When I just told them, but when I needed the world support me, I went to the world.
Yeah.
And the only thing, and I got a whole lot of support. So it's not always negative on social media. The support that comes your way is like the army of angels that God sends your way to say, I'm praying for you. I just need you to actually pray for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But before I make mental illness a personality, because my mama tell me all the time, because she take medicine for certain things. I don't take antidepressants. Do you suffer from anxiety?
I have recently realized that I have anxiety issues. I don't take anything for it. So what I do is I try to just, my homeboy put me on this thing called the 369 method. And it's, you speak affirmations to yourself. So in the morning you say it 3 times. So I say, I am a rich and wealthy, because there's a difference. I'm a rich and wealthy podcast host,
Yes, sir.
candle company owner, and spiritual leader. And I say it 3 times in the morning, I say it 6 times in the evening, and I say it 9 times before I go to sleep, and I write it out too.
Yeah.
And man, when I got into it at first, I was like, okay, I hear people talk about this shit all the time, like, writing affirmations, stuff like that. And I started doing it. And when I started writing it, and I'm at work, and I realized, I ain't got to write it. I can remember it now, and I'm saying it verbatim. And I realized it did help me. A lot of times we don't understand, even when it comes to the music we listen to, how detrimental that is to our mental health. And I don't listen to rap music.
And I'm like that too.
Yeah.
I be like, because I don't know, I'm very centered in the mornings.
Yeah.
I don't like to talk either that much.
Yeah.
People start rushing shit in your head.
Yeah.
You be like,
Calm
I'm
down.
about to say the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah.
I ain't even.
And you didn't already put all this weight on me.
Then it's like the music, so I be listening to people like, I just know what the fuck they saying.
Yeah.
It's like, I could turn up, but ain't that, it's slow this morning. I'm
Yeah.
good. But if you send me 30 people or 20 people I can cut, I might turn up, but I probably won't.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Because I listen to like So Fuego frequencies. Sometimes for my anxiety, and you should go on Spotify and pull that up if you ever, like some nights you may not sleep. Pull up like So Fuego frequencies. There's some that, certain frequencies that get rid of limiting mindsets, let go of fear and anxiety, and it just frequencies playing. So I lay it next, because sometimes I can't sleep. especially with this girl that I got. But due to the help, but this, I got another thing I did, right? I got several alarms, and I'm big on numbers. I mean, people use numerology and stuff like that, and they dig too deep, but I don't. But I realize ain't no coincidence to nothing.
Yeah.
So 7:55, the alarm, come on, and it's teaching me to get up earlier because I used to lag on getting up. I'd be about 9.
Me.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I got one at 7:55. Have faith, work, and prosper today. That's the getting up. You know, it just come on. And like I say, like with the Sofuego frequency, hold on real quick. That's what it plays. Every time the alarm come on, it just play the Sofuego frequencies. My next one is 9:33. Prosperity, abundance is here. Feel it now.
Yeah.
11:11. I'm at peace, grateful for life. 1:11. My business is successful and prosperous. 3:22. I am grateful, loving, healthy, and stable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've actually been, and it slowed me down a whole lot mentally. So it's like, instead of me going, I find something to do. And I slow down at it, you know? Because once I start hearing the alarm, it makes me pause, you know what I'm saying? Because there's several signposts in life that we can notice if we pay attention. But if you're not going to slow down, you're going to miss them every time.
Yeah.
That's just like paying attention to people and body language and stuff like that. But being a man, but also trying to be the best man you can be.
Yeah.
Stop trying to do that all the time. Be yourself for as long as you can be throughout the day. You only got today.
Yeah.
So feel it now. So those affirmations sometimes with anxiety, and like I said, I've had anxiety attacks. And I don't know if you ever had one.
No.
All right. So my thoughts had got so cloudy. My mind had got so cloudy to where these problems actually they exist. So in this like deep breathing, meditation, all that stuff matters for real. So what you need to do is try to decloud your mind. But man, once your body start going numb, you're not even thinking about breathing.
Right.
Your mind is cloudy now. But if you can just try your hardest, because my child's mom, she had to take me to the hospital. I was at the hospital for no reason. They were saying, no, you probably in some anxiety because my body went numb and I was panicking. So that stuff is real.
Oh yeah.
So as a man, I would only motivate or inspire anybody. Like, well, listen, bro, get hold of your head. If you can write down at least 10 good things you think about yourself, as well as 10 good things that you want to accomplish in life, and look at it every day, you need to move that way. So just like you speaking, I am, that's a command to yourself to be as such.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you say I am, it ain't just saying I am. No, that's a command to yourself. You better believe that shit.
Right.
That's why faith comes in a long way.
Yeah.
It comes in a long way. It take you somewhere farther.
Yeah.
It take you extremely far if you keep it. You might not. That's like with us talking. If Xavier called me, I said, I know he carries faith a long way. But if you need to talk, God damn it, I'm stopping everything I do. As black men, we need that.
We need that. Yeah.
Because technically, if I like the way my buddy advises me and he gives me the advice that I need, I'm going to my brother.
Right.
Sometimes you just need to go to your mother or
Yeah.
your spiritual advisor and get some prayer.
Yeah.
Let that shit go.
Yeah.
So staying up here, that shit goes out the window. So when you pray, you already know that shit go.
It's
You're
go.
supposed to let it go.
Yeah, you do.
You're
Yeah.
supposed to let it go.
I know one thing that you kind of pick back on what you're saying right now, what you said recently about men not being happy. Do you feel like a lot of men, and not just in our generation, but the generations before us, they just, how can I put this, settled?
Man,
what life
I
gave
like
them.
what you said about that damn having anxiety turn into a personality. Yes, sir. And when you ask that question about how men before me functioned and the ones before that and one before that, with men not taking their mental health as a priority, that's exactly what has happened to men as a culture. For men who had mothers that weren't there, men who had fathers who weren't there. My father lost his brother. You know what I'm saying? He started moving different, you know what I'm saying? All because of either a traumatic experience or an emotional quality or basically how he felt about something. With that said, I don't know. I'm I've been thinking about it this whole time, you know what I'm saying? Just thinking about how anxiety transpires into, personality traits, and then how people, you know what I'm saying, act on that and then live their lives going forward. With the lack of responsibility, lack of role models, and then how we teach other people to live that same way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Never having healed from anything, never having been taught to how to heal. Now we're raising people who still do not know how to heal. You have 3 generations worth of people who have no solid, you know what I'm saying, reference of, how to live, how to think, how to be, who to rely on. What should you do in a situation? In my personal experience, my father, he was there, but he was not there. In my adult years, I call him like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I need you. And then he'll be like, well, I don't really know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Maybe call this person, or maybe this is what I did. I'm thinking about it like, no, that don't sound like, you know what I'm saying, no good idea at this point in time.
Right.
That sound like that worked for you, and that still wasn't no good idea. You know what I mean? So yeah, you really touched me then. I'm still thinking about that one real tough.
Sometimes one thing I had to realize is that when dealing with my how I view my relationship with my dad, is that sometimes we don't give our parents enough grace. A lot of times our parents are still healing from things that they never told us about. And we think just because they have a title that they're not human. We think that they have a title that only thing you are is obligated to do X, Y, Z. But sometimes we have to sit with our parents and really get to know, because a lot of times we don't know our parents besides just being our parents. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to really sit down with your parents and really get to know who you are.
Parents after I became grown.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
And we do the same thing with our siblings. You know what I'm saying? I can't, like me, I still, when I was growing up, man, because I'm the oldest on both sides when it comes to my siblings are definitely grown now. My youngest sister is 29. And I'm still kind of adjusted to them cursing in front of me. Like, I'm still trying to adjust to that, but I got to understand they are adults now. They live in their own lives. I have to respect where they at in life right now. And you know what I'm saying? Because they respect where I'm at. So we have to do that. We have to revisit our parents. We have to reintroduce ourselves as adults, because sometimes our parents are always looking at us. I had to tell my mom recently, like, I'm not your child. I'm your son. Right. But I'm not your child. So with anybody, it's a way that you're gonna have to handle me as an adult, because a lot of times too, we don't hold we let stuff that the elders in our families do slide. And we'll say, oh, well, you know how your mama is, or you know how your dad is. That don't mean a damn thing to me. Right. The thing is, if you are expecting me to respect you to a certain extent, you have to give me that same respect. And we have to, and we can respectfully do it, demand that respect from people in our families. But that goes into too, with them passed down so much stuff and being passed down so much stuff that was unhealthy. Now we are getting it. And then sometimes when we were interact with people, we have to sit back and check ourselves. I kind of talk hard sometimes to people, and I have to go back and be like, you know what, my bad for saying it to you like that. Sometimes somebody asks me a question, I'm like, why the hell you ask me something like that? But I have to realize some people just don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
And they ask me because they really trying to know. And just because I think it's simple, it might not be simple to them, and that's okay. And I had a buddy, he be on my show a lot. He says, so I shouldn't have to dummy myself down and say, why are we even talking like that to people? Why are we feeling like if I explain myself to you, I'm making myself a dummy? We shouldn't even talk to people like that. Right. That creates hostile environments. Right. Now I can't even talk to you because I don't even know how you even gonna receive what I got to say to you. You know what I'm saying? And as men, we definitely have to stop doing that. We need. I was in the Capital League growing up.
You separate yourself eventually from that.
Oh yeah.
They not only you, because you always gonna have what's real to say, and you gonna always keep it $150. You gonna keep it 1,000.
Yeah.
But it's just like he's gonna separate himself from you egotistically, as if the way you sound bothers you.
Right.
So it's like, I think that's something you're dealing with the way you take things.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I'm being honest, just say I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up with it, bro? Just say I'm speaking facts, but also get deeper solutions from me. I'm like, I'm gonna be your friend. I'm gonna be your buddy, or whatever we want to call it. But if you envy me now, I'm like, well, have a nice life, buddy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, I can't dumb down the way I talk.
Yeah.
And the way I sound. I was like,
I think with it, I don't think it's necessarily a part of dumbing down. It's the effect of meeting people where they at. And sometimes just because you was taught something in the way it means don't mean that everybody else was taught in that fashion. You know what I'm saying? So what you might think is normal might not be normal to the person to your left or your right. You know what I'm saying? So you have to meet somebody and be like, look, hey, this is XYZ. My bad for coming at you like that, but this is just kind of how I'm used to talking. I come from a set of parents. That's how they talk.
Yeah, that's how my
You know what I'm
family
saying?
talk. Like we kind of especially when we get robust into like a topic or something. When I'm trying to explain myself to you, I tend to make it seem like I want you to understand me, understand me for real. Like I may sound like this, but I think if you're listening, you wouldn't take offense. That's what we need to do. Like on the level of black men, I'm like, what is all this offense? It's like if it's something I call out, maybe the spirits themselves say, "Hey, you've been going through this all week." Yeah. So now somebody's finally telling you,
let them
your
know.
test, because man, God don't just test you with nothing negative. You testing yourself.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do. Figure out how you gonna react or respond to the situation. Listen sometimes. That's my biggest problem sometimes, listening, because I know certain levels of thinking, everybody ain't there. You know what I'm saying? So through my experience, I explain myself, but if you're gonna take offense, I just have to also warn you, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm talking to you, but are you listening to me or are you taking offense?
Yeah.
So it's like we going right back up here.
Yeah.
Like, where your mind at though, bro? Like,
Yeah.
do you not know who's talking to you? Ain't just throw that. Like, I've known you for over 8-10 years. I'm like, are you taking offense to somebody that cares about you, or do you want to listen? Because there are changes that you possibly can make. But maybe I'm the one to help you listen. You just gotta listen.
Yeah.
You know, you need a hug, nigga, or something like. You know,
Sometimes some people need that.
Right.
Some people need that sometimes.
That's why I like greeting people.
Yeah.
Like, man, embrace your brother now.
Yeah.
That's what we need. We start embracing your brother.
Yeah.
You might not know him, but people that spend money with me, you know, I ask them how they doing at all times. What's your weekend look like? You know, they end up talking about stuff that I can iterate on, but I never get in anybody's business to where I say, well, if you're going to talk to me, you know this between me and you at all times, forever and always. So it's like, that's my job. You know what I'm saying? Therapy me, I'm a therapy you. You know what I'm saying? So, and I want to ask a question.
Yeah, what up?
And it's kind of, since I'm saying therapy, if you had to get therapy for your mental illness, you too, do you feel comfortable talking to a white therapist or a black therapist? Do you feel totally comfortable talking? Do you feel like your therapist should be black or white? Who you would feel more comfortable talking to?
Black for me.
Right.
I don't feel all that comfortable talking to a therapist.
I don't either. But I'm just saying, I just
Talking
know.
to anybody, black, white, or, indifferent or whatever.
That's why I say, like, going to therapy is totally, like, black men kind of don't have that intention ever.
Right.
I should be able to talk to my brother. I should be able to talk to my mom. I should be able to talk to my grandma. I love talking to my grandmother. So it's like, if you got put in front of a white guy, how would you?
I think they're gonna look at you different. They're gonna look at you different. I'm that mentality totally different.
I need to, if I feel like I have to have a open conversation, a deep conversation with somebody about how I feel about something, I would rather it be with somebody who might have an inkling on who I am as a person. Yeah. So I feel like it will only be right. If me personally, if I was stuck with a therapist, which now we have the option to pick what we want. But if I had to be stuck with a therapist that didn't look like me, I would probably feel some type of way about that.
Because your mental dysfunction ain't the reason you here talking to me. I'm like, my mental dysfunction is the reason I'm here talking to you, and you
right.
never understand.
And you're not gonna understand me.
You're not gonna understand me.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying because I talk to I got plenty of white guys, but I don't think you understand me totally.
Yeah.
It gets deeper because I have a concern for things deeper than me.
Right.
So it goes way back for my ancestors and things like that. So it's like the conversation would be like, I want to know who I am, and you can't get me close to that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't get me close to that.
Yeah.
So it's like mentally, yeah, I'd rather talk to my brother. I just call X.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if the spirits, when two or three are gathered in one, like if y'all ready, maybe y'all might need to pray or something. But have the conversation. It's
Yeah.
almost like creating an intent within yourself to trust yourself.
Yeah.
You might not trust nobody, but it ain't about having somebody say, okay, I got your back. No, they not. They not. I don't trust nobody. I don't believe you. Totally, you know what I'm saying? But I can trust your intentions. Because talking to me was the first step. Like, that's all I needed, brother. All right, man, I'm a kid. I needed that.
Yeah.
That's your intention was to actually listen to me and help me. That's all the help. Cause we grown, bro.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to make a decision on how you move once you get in your car.
Exactly.
So it's like staying like having that personality as if there's always a problem needs to stop. So when it comes to treating mental health, like we were talking about, you start talking to yourself mental. Ain't nothing wrong with talking to yourself.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta do nothing but say, I'm confident.
Yeah.
I'm a man of my abilities. I am strong. I'm black. I am empowered. I'm gonna have a good day today.
Yeah.
So if we can teach each other that, you won't even have a problem with the next man.
Yeah.
Because you remember what you're supposed to do as a man. Serve your purpose. Be yourself. It's people that look at you, and they are inspired more than you ever know. And I'm pretty sure you had people reach out to you.
Yeah.
They're inspired more than you ever know. And they probably the lowest of the low and don't even know you lower than that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like lifting myself up by lifting you up. It keeps me up.
Yeah.
Cause you ain't gonna lose doing good. Not in this world as a man. As long as you ain't up here going crazy.
Yeah.
Save yourself. That's the best part.
Yeah.
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 Just save yourself.
You got to, man.
Anything you want to do, you put your mind to it. So when we talk about mental health, your mind need to operate on the scale in which you want to stand on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever stair you want to stand on, you stand right there with your mind in that area.
Yeah.
And it's just like talking to your brother, man. It's a lot of cats you gonna have to bypass because they ain't got nothing good. They ain't got no good intentions. They just want to be there.
Be there. Yeah. I mean, I appreciate y'all for coming tonight, man. This is just part one of the mental health check-in. Y'all definitely be checking in with us in January. I know as we all are influential members of our community, everybody who was on the panel tonight doing big shit. You got anything coming up?
I'm missing the Grinch this year, man. Like I say, I'm really just getting tapped in. I slowed down a lot this year. I'm really honing in on where I want to go next year. So next year will be a lot of big things. Of course, Picnic, that's going to be big. You know, my baby due in May. You know, me and my old lady, we got a lot of, we've been building, you know what I'm saying? So we might air a little bit of that out, you know what I'm saying, when the time is right. And so the biggest thing, takeaway from today is that, you know, I was excited about this mental health check-in because I'm doing so much better than I was 2 years ago. And so I came on specifically to say that. You know what I'm saying? We talked before. And then, you know, things have happened. You know, there's been a lot going on in the community, but I'm still above all that.
Yeah, man. And it was crazy because, you know, we went to high school together, which we went to high school together too. You get a little older than that, though. But you went to PHS, right? Yeah.
I graduated 06. I think shit, y'all about.
Yeah, we were 09.
Hell yeah, y'all was coming in. I think I dated somebody that was 08 or something like that. But y'all was just coming in.
Yeah, and I can definitely see from when you first started doing events. And I was just honestly talking to somebody about this a few months ago. Like, I think it was a lot of issues going on with you and somebody on social media. And I was like, man, like nobody can knock it, man, because the growth from when you first started doing events to see how you are now, man, like you've really grown. You know what I'm saying? So that's really dope to see. And then me knowing you from before any of us had a platform to see how you are now, man, that's really cool to see. And congratulations to you and the new baby as well.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. And you, man, you got anything coming up?
Hey, man, not a lot. We got the holidays coming. Everybody come get your haircut.
Tap in.
Tap in, man. I've been in the game a long time now. So, you know, just speaking on Xavier, man, I've known you so long, man, just to be, you know, proud of you, bro. I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
But like, just like we here doing this, hey man, we gotta start telling each other that.
Well, I remember when you cut my hair in the chair in the hallway, but to see you in the shop, you know what I'm saying? Doing big things, putting other niggas on.
I had a lot, man. 2023 to even have my child now. Man, I about lost my business a little bit, but I ain't lose hope, man. I was always up. That's why I say a lot of those times I was a lost cause, like the depression and stuff like that. But then, like, you know, coming from that, man, I stand strong, man. And that's why I say, like, with this, man, that's going to it's gonna pull us together without doing it so quickly. We just gotta slow everybody down.
Yeah.
As long as they'll listen, like, man, you can and be disciplined. Cause like I said, that's what I'm working on. So if I tell anybody anything as a man, hey man, help me get like you. Cause we was talking about it, like with me not having my dad, y'all don't really know I watch people that are inspiring.
Yeah.
Because without having a dad, kids, no matter what, look up to something.
Yeah.
Somebody know you cook. Somebody under the age of 10 knows you cook.
Yeah.
They're just inspired by it. Somebody's seen you. They know this. With that being said, there are grown people that are inspired by you. They would love for their kids to know who you are. They'll love to transfer the word. They'll love to get G Spot on the map and say, hey man, y'all need to tune in to this.
Yeah.
Mental check-in, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. But like, y'all come holler at me. I'm at Gentleman Lee Barbershop, 4708 North Palafox Street. I'm definitely taking new customers at all times, and I appreciate y'all so much. And y'all make sure y'all have a good night for real.
Yes. And if y'all in the Tallahassee area, man, this weekend we're gonna be having the grand opening for our Tallahassee RWR Live Tallahassee opening from 1 to 3 p.m. Tallahassee, Florida. If you haven't already checked out the flyer on the G Spot podcast or the RWR Live page, you will definitely be seeing that soon, and you will be able to also find these brothers who you saw tonight information on the G Spot podcast page. Once again, man, like I always tell y'all, man, y'all always speak in love, live in love, and I hope y'all have a good night and a safe night tonight and a safe weekend. Y'all going to the Red and White party?
Yeah.
I think that's gonna wrap the year up. Like I told y'all don't know a good time till y'all seen it. We gotta stick together.
You gotta stick together, man.
We gotta go have us a good time.
Yeah. So, like as always, man, y'all have a safe night tonight, man, and we'll see y'all again next week, 8 p.m. Central Time. We got Kenyatta gonna be in the building. She is an acoustic artist out of Pensacola, Florida. She's doing big things, man. So make sure y'all check out that interview with her next weekend, and a couple more interviews this weekend that'll be popping up on the G Spot podcast page. And once again, if you haven't already, download the RWR Live 365 app. You can listen to my show, good music, and other good shows all day, every day. Man, y'all be safe and y'all have a good night.